All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome again to another Jewel from our Jewels. Such a great time we have every Thursday morning, and I'm sorry that we haven't had them too much lately, but I have a really great lineup. Yesterday I got on my phone and I got like 7 more ready lined up for us. So be ready for every Thursday morning to jump on here, and I also record them so they're in our group. So anyway, this morning we have a really special guest. Her and I met like probably when I first started Plexus, and she's just an amazing like go-getter. Like I wish she was on my team. She's a spitfire like I am. She's determined. She has the hardest work ethic ever, and I love her. She's 28 years old, and she's just very inspirational to a lot of people. So her name is Sabrina, and she's an Emerald Ambassador, and I'm really proud of her. And so I want to just hand it over to her and let her just share with us today. I'm really excited.
Awesome. Well, first off, thank you, Cindy, so much. I am super honored to be on this call this morning. And last night, as I was taking a shower, I thought, like, what am I going to get on and say? What am I going to get on and share about? And there's so many thoughts that roll through my head 24/7 of different little pieces here and there. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to get on and pray that what God wants me to share today is what's going to come from my heart. And I just hope and pray that my story touches someone's heart and adds value to someone's life this morning. So I live here in Hanford, California, so not too far from Cindy over the coast. We live on a feedlot out here with like 4,000 cows in a backyard. So my Plexus journey started, it was April 15th of 2014. I started as a skeptical customer underneath my mom. I had a lot of health issues. I was hypoglycemic, and so I used to pass out for my blood sugar issues. My mom and my sister kept telling me, like, you got to take this pink drink. Like, you got to take the pink drink. And I'm like, no. My family started for a weight loss, and I was super, super happy for them that they found something that they loved. But at the same time, I had tried everything out there on the market. I was the picture of what a crunchy person looked like. I was doing all of the healthy things that I could do. I was eating clean and organic, weird things for my health that people like laughed about. But I was willing to try everything because I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. But I was not willing to try Plexus. So I was like, no, I do not want another product. At that time, I was spending $600 a month on another supplement for my chiropractor that swore it was going to be, the thing for me. And I have been on a lot of things that helped, but nothing that changed my life the way Plexus has. And so April 15th, I came back. I had been down south with my sister Kelly, who had severe anxiety. Growing up her whole entire life. She's my oldest sister. And I'm like, we were down south. She used to never drive on the freeways because her anxiety was so bad. We went down there for a sister trip. We went to Knott's Berry Farm expecting that I was going to drive, and Kelly drove. And from that point on, I was like, okay, like something is not right. Like, Kelly, like, what the heck are you doing? Like, you're driving on the freeway and you're normal. She told me, she's like, I swear it's Plexus. And I'm like, dude, like, stop. Already stop. Like, don't even like try to sell me your pink crap. Like, that's what I told her. I was like, I don't want it. But it was, she shared that she had got off her 7 years of being on prescription pills for anxiety and sleeping. So I went home and I told my mom, I said, okay, look, fine. I'm going to try this pink drink. I don't want nothing else, like nothing else, just a pink drink. In 60 days, I'm getting my money back. So I did. I started on the pink drink right away, and within days, my blood sugar was completely regulated. And so when I said I was hypoglycemic, I used to have to eat every hour on the hour just to get my blood sugar regulated. If not, if I missed a meal, if I missed snacking, I would pass out. Like, that's how bad it was. A few months prior to starting Plexus, I had passed out 3 times without any warning. And I knew at that point I was going to have to go back to the doctors, which I despised, and have to get on pills and stuff to regulate my blood sugar. So I did. I fell in love with the pink drink right away. I went from being that skeptical, like most of us were when we signed up, to, oh my gosh, like, I love this pink drink. I don't know what the heck it is. I'm just drinking the Kool-Aid, and it's working. So May 1st of 2014, I signed up as an ambassador for wholesale pricing, not to work it as a business. I had a full-time job. I managed a mechanic. It was a mechanic and an auto ag shop sort of combined together. I did that full time, but I've always had a little bit of entrepreneur spirit in me. And I had been praying for a very long time that God would bring me something that I would, not that I didn't like my job. It was fun because I got to work with the public, but I didn't love it. Like, that was not my passion. So lo and behold, I sat down on my lunch break from 12 to 1 that day. And I'm like, you know what? I just signed up for this company. Plexus, like, I don't know what the heck it is. Is it one of those pyramid schemes? Like, I don't even know anything about it, but I love the pink drink. So I started researching our CEO, and I'm like, who the heck is this Charles guy? What are these people about? What's our mission statement? What does this do? What does that do? Okay, there's other products. Like, I want to know everything. I fell in love with our mission statement, like on our company, our culture, right away that day on my lunch break. I pulled up the comp plan, and right then, you guys, I love numbers and I love money. I was completely blown away, like just started like running random numbers, seeing like the potential of income from the business standpoint. And I knew instantly that as a jewel, you were making 6 figures, right? So I looked at the income chart and I'm like, okay, so what is a jewel? I went to the website, saw the recognition, saw all the emeralds, the sapphires, and the diamonds. And I'm like, okay, diamonds the top rank. If those girls can do it, and guys, I'm going to find out who the heck they are, and I'm going to do what they're doing. I took that list from the website. I went over to my Facebook page. I plugged them in, and I added every single one of them as a friend on Facebook. I went right down the list, and I'm like, I don't think that, like, I've always grown up with the belief that if someone else can do something, I can do it as well. And so that was sort of my standpoint. I started on our Triplex combo and our X Factor vitamin. Those were the 4 products that I stuck with, that I gained that passion for. So more into my health testimony, I had a horrible immune system growing up. I used to get mono 3 and 4 times a year. So I've lived my life sick forever. I used to get colds and flus, bronchitis, strep throat, bacterial infections in my lungs. Like, the list went on and on. So I lived on antibiotics growing up. And as we know now, antibiotics destroy your gut health and cause lots of that bad fungus. So the doctors had no answer for me. It turned into chronic fatigue syndrome from Epstein-Barr virus. And their answer was, that's going to be your way of life. And I'm like, dude, like, I'm young, like, I can't like function anymore. I was so tired all the time. My immune system had been so wiped out that normally from 12 to 1, my lunch break, I loved it, not because I got to eat, but because I could sleep from 12 to 12:50 and then wake up for 10 minutes and eat real quick before I had to go back to work. And that was my lifestyle. So it was just absolutely, I was done. I was so sick and tired of being sick and tired, and no one had answers. Living here in the Central Valley, you guys, our air is absolutely disgusting. I had severe asthma and allergies. So I was on 2 different inhalers and 2 different allergy pills. My lungs were working at 30% of the capability. Right prior to starting Plexus, I had been back to the doctors. And their answer was to move, like to get out of the valley, which at that time I was looking at moving to Arizona. And so that was an option. But how many people is that an option for, to just move if like the air is killing you? So I am off both my inhalers, both my allergy pills. I don't have allergies or asthma anymore. My immune system is 1,000 times better. I haven't had mono in almost 3 years. I have had an occasional cold and a flu, which to me I'm super happy with because it didn't turn into mono. So that's been awesome. My restless leg syndrome is gone. My migraines are gone. You guys have like this countless thing that just gradually my health got better and better and better and better. And I loved it. And I knew people needed what we had to offer. So I gained that passion right away. I didn't know what the heck I was doing when I had signed up as far as like to work it as a business. I just knew I already was so passionate about what I had to offer to everyone, and I knew the masses needed it. So I called my mom on my lunch break that day, and I said, Mom, you and Dad, there's 5 amazing girls in our family. I said, you and Dad have always said you want to do something as a family business for us. Like, I think God brought us Plexus. And Mom was like, okay, cool. I'm like, no, Mom, like, I think this is like a legit like business. Like, this is going to be like it for our family. She's like, okay. I'm like, forget it. Like, no one gets it right now. My family doesn't get it. That's okay. I'm just going to go with it and roll with it and make it happen. They'll catch on eventually. So right there, I sat down on my lunch break, wrote my goals out. I come from a family where we were very goal oriented. I wanted to be able to quit my job in 6 months. That I've been November 1st of 2014. To do that, I had to be able to meet my income. I did that in less than 2 months. I gave my notice, and I had to train a gal for a little while, and then I walked out. And it was the best feeling ever, being able to walk away from that 8 to 5 mentality of being trapped into something like that. So like, how everyone wants to know, like, what my secret is to success, like, how did I make that happen? And honestly, I started out doing so many different things in the beginning that I didn't know was like part of things that I should be doing. We talk all the time about your daily IPA, your income producing activities, stuff like that. I didn't know what I was doing with income producing activities. I reached out to people 24/7 sharing my story. I posted on Facebook from day one. If you guys see my Facebook, you guys know it is full of Plexus, like Plexus and life, but very personalized. In the beginning, I was very, very salesy. I don't know. I was just telling everyone that they needed a Plexus and they needed to message me, like, you gotta get this stuff. I was excited. I used to send messages out to people every single day. So a cold message to people I did not know. It was very salesy, very long, like not a paragraph. It was more like a chapter in a book that I would send out. So now I have totally scaled that back. But I would send out 10 messages every single day to people. 10 messages, or until someone told me yes or no. Like, I was not going to settle for someone just seeing message on Facebook and that was it. I reached out to my friends. I told them, like, hey, I'm jumping in. You got to do this with me. My closest friends to this day are still not on this journey with me. So it's not as though I built my team from my huge following of friends, my family. My sisters are in Plexus, but not underneath me. We did not set this up as a business correctly whatsoever. But you guys, I shared my passion right away with everyone. It's something that I didn't care if someone told me no. Like, that telling me no is what's going to drive me. For someone to tell me that I can't do something, it's going to drive me. Again, I am so blessed to come from a family that we were taught, like, you believe in yourself, like nothing can stop you ever. If your passion and your why is big enough, nothing will stop you ever. So my sort of what I'm sort of getting to, like, the gold nugget of my secret to success is, for the last almost 3 years now that I've been in Plexus, I have sponsored at least 3 people every single month. I've sponsored, I think I looked at my reports this morning, 139 level 1s. I never miss doing my IPA, no matter what. December was the first month. Life happened. Some crazy things happened. And I sponsored only 1 person that month and 2 customers. Other than that, I've always sponsored 3 people at least every single month. But it's a reflection of December. I didn't do my IPA every single day. And I knew that was no one else to blame besides myself. My IPA, I don't know if you guys have seen or heard about the action stack sheet. This is what I use every single day now. It's got everything on there about friending new people on Facebook, your people that you reach out to, your follow-up system, all right there on one sheet, so I can track it every single day. So I don't miss a day of doing that whatsoever. I friend new people on Facebook every day. I started May 1st of 2014 with 1,200 friends on Facebook. I keep hitting the 5,000 friend limit, and I did that right away. Facebook is constantly telling us people that you might know to be a friend with you. I add them as a friend all the time. This is a numbers game. We're in relationship marketing, so we have to build relationships with people. But I know that more and more people need to be on my Facebook to be able to see what I do. And that's how I built a lot of it, was directly through Facebook. So I'm constantly adding new friends. Every time I'm out in public, I make it like my goal to be able to talk to someone, whether it's someone at the grocery store, wherever I'm at, I'm striking up a conversation and I'm sharing Plexus with someone, no matter where I'm at. And when you share Plexus, and when you talk to people and you're nice and you're friendly and you genuinely care about people, people are attracted to that. And everyone has Facebook. So I grab out my phone and I'm like, hey, you know what? Are you on Facebook? Like, I would love to be able to connect with you. Like, I know you're busy right now, we can't chat, but I would love to be able to connect with you. I hand them my phone. I let them put their name into my Facebook. I send them a friend request. My phone is on silent. I screenshot that because I'm not going to necessarily remember their name. That way I know I can go back to them. And then when I get home, I send them a message and tell them how nice it was to meet them, connect on something we had talked about. So I'm constantly doing these things over and over and over again, every single day, without missing a day. I never, as a leader, I didn't get to where I am by anything that I've done differently than anything else. Like, I have the most incredible team that is full of rock stars and hope dealers and people that just love other people and love helping. But I never expect my team to do anything that I'm not willing to do. I'm not going to expect my team to earn an incentive if I'm not darn sure working my butt off to earn that incentive. I don't expect my team to go silver every single month if I'm not going silver every single month. I'm never going to ask my team to reach out and message people if I'm not willing to message people. Like, there will never be a day that comes that I'm expecting my team to do something that I'm not willing to do. And so as leaders, it's very easy sometimes if we're talking about, a month that gets slower and we're like, oh my gosh, like, things are just slowing down, or this is a bad time of the month, or it's Christmas, or it's this, or it's back to school, or we're busy. Too bad. If your why is big enough, you will not use excuses, because all excuses are going to do is slow you down and harm you. Like, excuses are poison in my book. Like, there is no excuse big enough. The beauty of this business is, yes, life can happen and it's still here. But guess what? Allow life to happen. Get back up, put on your big girl pants, and make it happen. Like, there's no excuses, like nothing. You guys, this is the opportunity of the lifetime. People need our products just as much as they need the business. Like, I know everyone loves the products. We know the products work. But if you're not out actively sharing the business and is passionate about the business, you're not going to bring business builders onto your team. If you think, and I don't care what level you are in the company. I don't care if you're brand new or if you're silver, gold, senior, like whatever level you are, that does not matter. The fact is that maybe you're not making the income that you're wanting right now, or haven't had the success in the business that you have hoped to have that. It doesn't matter. Someone on your team has had that success, and that's a story that you can use. And it's not just always using someone else's story. It's those around you being able to see the passion and the belief in you that no matter what, like, they know that you're going to make it. You know you're going to make it. Like, share that. Like, let people see that flow from your heart 24/7. Don't ever stop. Never, ever, ever. People use busy as an excuse all the time. Your busy should drive you. You're busy no matter what. Busy people get more things done. I'm constantly saying, like, oh my gosh, like, this month is so busy. This Monday is so busy. This week is so busy. Like, I have so much stuff going on. No matter what busy looks like, I fit my IPA in every single day before I get off Facebook and scroll through and like so-and-so's posts and comment on so-and-so's posts. Like, don't get caught in that trap of making Facebook your IPA. It'll harm you. Like, it'll set you back. Seriously. Like, do your IPA first. Like, it's the biggest thing that I see. I'm constantly reaching out to my team and saying, hey, if I see something that's holding you back, do I have your permission to come to you? Hopefully they're going to say yes. And when they do, I'm like, hey, you just like 17,000 pictures of your friend. And you told me you were too busy to work your Plexus business. Like, I don't get it. Like, let's see what you're doing. As a leader, like, it is my job to hold my team responsible for the things that they said they're going to do. So I want to know every single person's, especially the people I've sponsored, their goals, their plan for the month, like their action plan, like what they're going to do. And when they tell me that they didn't meet their goals or that they just didn't, make it happen that month, I'm like, okay, pull out your action stack sheet. Like, let's go over it. Show me your calendar. How many appointments did you have? Like, what did you do this month to be able to produce the results that you wanted to get? And it's pretty black and white. I mean, you either do it or you don't do it. Like, there's no in between. There's no, I sort of did it. I mean, you guys hear constantly that if you work this as a hobby, you're going to get paid as a hobby. If you work it as a business, you're going to get paid as a business. I wouldn't dare walk into the office that I used to work at and tell my boss, sorry, you didn't get that done today because I got busy. Sorry, not going to happen. I would have got fired. So I wouldn't dare work my business, because this is a true business, you guys. I wouldn't do this and be like, because I just let myself down. So remember that no matter what you're asking your team to do, make sure you're doing that first. Like, don't be an excuse throat puncher, no matter what you're doing. And even like people say all the time, like, once you got to a jewel level, like it's so much easier. No, as a jewel, I do my IPA every single day. I might not look like awesome. I'm like, you guys, I jumped on the Zoom call this morning. Cindy asked me last night to be on this. I said, I'm going to Sacramento today to drive up to the Opportunity of a Lifetime meeting. Okay, 4 hours away. I'm going to get in my car. 5 of us are getting in the Plexus to drive up there. I made sure I got my team in with me. And I'm like, dude, I'm not going to have my hair and makeup done because I'm getting in the shower. After this, my house looks like a wreck. Like, those are things that I've had to allow to let go to build this business right now. Like, do what was going to grow your business. Being done up 24/7 with your hair and makeup perfect is not going to grow your business. Living this life where everyone thinks it's like peachy and perfect and your house and your kids and everything is amazing is not what's going to grow your business. Like, being real and authentic, sharing your passion from your heart, and seriously, like, that is what's going to take you to the top of the company. Using no excuses and letting your passion show from your heart all the time. So, Cindy, I don't even know how long you told me to speak. I'm like, it's 8:52, and I just feel like I've just kept rambling on.
You have 8 more minutes.
But I have 8 more minutes.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. So let's see. I wrote a few notes. What else? Okay, so a lot of times people will go back and ask me because in the beginning and to this day, so I'm sending out cold messages every single day. So a lot of times people want to know, what are you sending that's working? And from day to day, that changes. From month to month, that changes. Lately, the message that I've been using, I don't even remember who shared it in the Jules page, is that magic message where you reach out. It's a simple like 2-liner, and it's basically says, I'm sure you've seen my Plexus post by now. Have you tried Plexus yet? And that's it. I have come to find out that the short, sweet, simple messages where it's not a paragraph or a chapter of, I love Plexus because of, such and such, doesn't work anymore. It's the ones that they can respond back to you like that. It doesn't take them an hour to read the message. So when people respond back to me now, I do everything via voice messenger on Facebook. That way they can hear that passion in my heart for what it is. If they have heard about it or haven't heard about it, I'm able to share my story via that messenger. And constantly, if it's someone local, I'm trying to set up a one-on-one appointment with them to take them to coffee and just share from my heart, see what it is that they're after, because the connections that you can make when you're in person go so much further than a message that's just been posted in an app where they can read it. Like, that's not they're not gonna see your heart necessarily like that. So if it's someone where they can sit down in person, I'm like taking that person out. If it's someone that is not local, I do everything via Zoom, FaceTime, or at least get on the phone with them. That way, again, it's going back to letting them hear that passion in your heart, and just sharing with them right there. Always Always try to ask more about them and ask questions. Let them convince you that they need Plexus. You're not going to convince them. Like, we know the products work. We know we know they need it. But you want them to convince you that they need Plexus. Let them tell you about their health issues. Let them tell you about why they're so broke, or what it is, and really dig deep into those things to try to connect with that person on that level to where they are at. Always, like, the more you can make that story, we learned at Super Saturday, it's that story that connects us, that brings us together, where people will remember that. They say, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. You guys, the questions that people come up with that they ask me about Plexus, someone asked me the other day, how did Plexus get its name? Dude, I don't know how Plexus got its name, seriously. But does this person even care about that? Honestly, no matter what question they ask you, I don't care if it's an ingredient question or they're drilling you, all people really want to know is, does Plexus work? Guys, our belief is so strong. Of course Plexus works. Of course, no matter what, we know Plexus works. If you take your products consistently, if you're doing the things that you're supposed to do, if you're using it as a tool and not as a crutch for you to go down the road and eat McDonald's every single day for breakfast, doing the right things, Plexus does work. There is no one that will ever convince me that Plexus doesn't work. Ever. Ever. I don't care. You can talk to me till you're blue in the face. You're not going to convince me anything bad about Plexus, because that's how strong my belief is in the products. And that happened on day one, May 1st, when I signed up. I knew it right there. And since then, it's only grown. My passion has only grown every single day. So those are a couple other things. Lately, I've gone back to when I sign people up, because I sign customers up every single month and ambassadors. But lately, basically since November, I've sort of taken on this role. When I sign up ambassadors, because I only have one white line since November that I sent an ambassador, and I've signed 15 people since November. I've taken on the approach of, if someone is going to sign up as an ambassador, granted, yes, they get wholesale pricing. That is awesome. If they are not willing to give the products at least 90 days, as in they're signing up with their welcome pack, that's not an option to not sign up without a welcome pack. Their convenience order is on, because we don't want them missing products. We don't want them getting to that end of the month and being like, where's my Plexus? Let's make a deal, go down so we can meet in the parking lot and get some of that pink powder stuff. They need that on. That is not an option. If they are not willing to do that, I keep them as a customer. It's not an option. And lately, even more, I've taken that to a whole new level. Granted, yes, it's awesome to sign up for wholesale prices. Yes, your convenience order is going to be on. But yes, you need to tell me 3 people that you're willing to share Plexus with. You don't have to do this as a business. Granted, most of it turns into a business organically for people. But I want 3 names of people that you love and care about, and that you want them to start this journey with you right now. And that's sort of that more of just getting, if you can get 3 people signed underneath them right away and get them their first paycheck, that will take their belief to a whole new level, whether it was starting for wholesale prices or not, or just to get their products paid for. It's just doing these. There's always something that I'm learning. I will never, ever stop learning. But I also know that we can get very caught up in becoming professional learners and not professional appliers. So take what you learn and apply it. Don't get caught in that, I'm just going to keep learning and learning and learning and learning, because you can go to every convention, you can go to every training, you can watch every Zoom and every team call and read every post and never do anything with it. And what's the benefit of learning all of that if you are not applying it?
That was so amazing. You know what? Yesterday, I had a group of girls and I was talking to them about that exact same thing. That just blows my mind with God, how he just lays that on your heart to talk about, because I was telling them about our comfort zone, and it's so easy to stay in that comfort zone by just learning, and being there for all the calls, going to everything, but just staying in our comfort zone. And we've got to stretch our comfort zone every single day and go out and do what we're learning, because our comfort zone will never go back. When you touch it, it never goes back. And so it's just blows my mind when you just ended it with that.
I had on my notes to talk about it. And I'm like, oh, coming to that spot. Like, yeah, don't become a professional learner. Like, it's not going to do anyone any good.
It's so true. So thank you so much for spending this morning with us. I know you're busy. I'm on the road too, heading up. I wish we could carpool together, dang it.
I know.
But just thanks again, and I love this. Make sure if you have any golds and above, you can add them to this group page, and this recording will be in there, and we have a lot of other recordings. So thank you again, Sabrina. It was awesome. And thank you everyone for being on today. I appreciate it, and I hope you learned a lot from her like I did.
Well, thanks. I was super honored. I love you to pieces, and I can't